everyone! This is my vlog finally starting and we're going to Tokyo! I'm super excited for this one. First of all, because this is Tokyo, I mean one of the best cities in the world. I've already been there 2 times and this will be my 3rd time there. And the second thing is, what I'm the most excited about is that we're going there with my mom and my sister. And of course we're going to have a lot of fun, eat a lot of tasty, delicious food, visit a lot of different attractions, and yeah, I'll take you everywhere with me. And this time we'll visit not only Tokyo but also Osaka and Kyoto. That's at least what we have planned. And also we're planning to stay in ryokan in Kyoto to try the traditional experience with onsen. So yeah, my flight is in 2 hours and I'm already heading out to the airport, to Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, and let's go.
Я думала, точнее, изначально, что вот мы типа приедем, мы в 2 часа, там, да. В 3 уже будем здесь и погуляем.
But nevertheless, tired and completely exhausted after more than 20 hours of traveling, we still went to one of the convenience store to get us something to eat for the evening. This was 7-Eleven, and here you could find a lot of different tasty food, starting from pastries like this cheesecake, or like sushi, sashimi, ready-to-eat food, or like this, just plain surimi stick. Why not? It's 1 p.m. and we just left the hotel room. Because like yesterday we didn't sleep at all throughout those 2 flights, 24 hours without sleep, so we woke up pretty late, and now we're heading out to Ginza for some shopping because today is pretty cold, so we're wearing some fur coats here, and yeah, going to head out to Shiseido, to maybe Don Quixote, to a couple of drugstores, and also of course we're going to have a lot of sushi. That was one time where I just accidentally walked into the cemetery. I was thinking that's just a nice park, so I walked in, and then I saw some angels there and some like things that you put on the graves, and like, well, that is not a park. And then we entered the metro, which is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult ones in the world. Not only it has a lot of branches and different stations, but also everything is in Japanese. Yes, there are translations, but still, we got lost there several times during our trip. And then on our way to the shops, we visited this random coffee spot, and the coffee there turns out to be so good, honestly. It's called the Blue Bottle Coffee. Make sure to save it. I think they have several locations in Tokyo, so if you are ever in Tokyo, I highly recommend it. I'll just tell very shortly while I'm standing in the line, waiting for my mom and sister. I've always been like admiring how polite the Japanese people are. And right now I was standing, and one woman was saying like, yeah, sorry, and was like kneeling to my thighs. I was like, what are you going to do? And she just took a hair from like was stuck to my pants, and that was so cute. I mean, normally you could walk with an open back and no one would say anything to you, would tell anything to you. And here just like took a hair from my bottoms. That was so cute. We came to the drugstore, and the like normal drugstore here is that it's not only the medicine but also some like additives for the food with different vitamins. Like this is apparently some Ozempic, Japanese Ozempic or something like that, because like it normalizes your diet, as I understand from the picture. Basically, you can set nothing from this, but the picture is small here. They really help. For example, like I can see that this is for eyes. This is for people that spend a lot of time on front of the computer. Vitamin C, to be beautiful, to be even more beautiful. Different like set of vitamins, toothpaste, shampoos. There's a whole set of collagen there, and it also has a second store. And the great thing is that it's even cheaper to buy here than Don Quixote, and also it has tax-free. Why do you need all these protein bars like when you have just chicken, just a plain chicken bar? Прям Times Square. Just notice the amount of people here. That is the Shibuya crossing. Кажется, можно просто отрывать ноги от земли и, в принципе, куда-нибудь тебя толпа донесет. Мы наконец-то идем есть суши. And also there's heaven for matcha lovers because it's basically unlimited. So there's a powdered tea here, and there's the can, and also cup, and you can just pour some water right here. It's hot. Just like that. And then you just like pour it in as much as you want. Size of the fish compared to the rice. Found this cute Japanese store with some local designers apparently. And yeah, going to try some stuff right now. In a lot of Japanese stores there is some like how to say, pockets here which you're supposed to wear on your face when trying taking off the clothes and putting the new ones on, not to leave your lipsticks and any makeup on the clothes that you try. That's good life hack. And after that craziness, we went to even more crazy place, which is a Don Quixote store. Don Quixote is a discount store, and I think the best way to describe it is just imagine 6 floors of AliExpress. Yes, that's basically it. So you can find a lot of everything you can find there, from food to cosmetics to electronics to household, even clothes, like everything. And yeah, these guys are obsessed with Kit Kats, so there's Kit Kat with different flavors, different snacks, rice crackers, chips, dried meats. This is kind of I think there was dried squid or something similar. So yeah, just a lot of stuff to explore. sorry for the voiceover again, but in the original video I'm speaking Russian. So this is the next day and we came to Tsukiji Market, which is the biggest fish market in Tokyo. There's a lot of different shops, and the sellers there sell food, sell sashimi, sell different snacks, like everything fish on this market. And it's super tasty and super fresh. You just can imagine that this was just still swimming in the water this morning. Yeah, some different snacks such as fish fins or dried eel. I think it was the eel, the peas in wasabi, almonds in wasabi, and something in matcha, I think, as well. Yeah, a lot of different foods to explore as well. And for the sweet tooth, they also sell sweet snacks there. So this was a strawberry covered in caramel, which was really good. And for me, I got this mochi with red bean paste and strawberry on the top as well, which was so delicious. And regarding the prices, I think that that's a great deal comparing to the fresh and the quality of the fish that they sell. So for like €7, you can get this bowl of the freshest fish sashimi, which will sometimes be prepared right in front of you. And after stuffing ourselves with all the delicious food, we have headed to the Imperial Palace. On our way, we saw this theater, as we thought, for male only. So there was a banner where only male was shown as the participants of the theater, and the building itself was really beautiful as well. And there was the palace, or the water surrounding it, because we weren't able to get inside as it was closed during these hours, but we were able to see the cute fish and also some protests going around. And while we didn't go inside, honestly, even just walking around the other grounds is really peaceful. There were a lot of wide open paths, moths with reflections of the skyline, and lots of greenery. We passed a few small temples and quiet gardens. It was really such a nice break from the busy city streets. So if you're ever in Tokyo and want to slow down for a bit, that could be a perfect spot. And that beauty was definitely appreciated not only by us, because we saw a lot of people there coming in traditional kimonos and taking photo shoots, for example, as this couple. And after that peaceful walk, we decided to change our surroundings a lot and headed to Harajuku. And wow, the vibe was really completely different there. It is loud, colorful, and full of energy. It's also known for its quirky fashion, trendy shops, and just lots of fun, you know. And of course, we couldn't escape without trying some street food too, including these famous Japanese crepes, which were also delicious. Speaking about the shops, I'll just let you enjoy the music that they play in a lot of them for a second. And the shops there, they deserve their own moments, because you can find there literally everything. And I mean everything, from these belts made of toy cars, or t-shirts with naked bears, or these Sailor Moon themed underwear. Whatever your soul desires, you will find it there. I mean, Harajuku won't disappoint. Здравствуйте. You can also pick one of these cuties to decorate your car with, or you can pick up the boss. But okay, jokes aside, of course I know that Maneki Neko is an important Japanese figure which is believed to bring good luck and fortune. And for this hat there should have been a reward because it was basically bought right after I wore it. And if you ever dreamt of petting some mini pigs while having a cup of coffee, this is something else you can, I think, only find in Tokyo. Or if you're not into mini pigs, you can also find the similar Samoyed Cafe, which is located right nearby in the same Harajuku street. Or you cannot pay by this one, but just pet one on the street, walking by. And then as we walked home, we saw this beauty. This was actually our first Sakura that we saw in Japan, and it was so beautiful. Here's my sister trying to sniff it. And after Sakura, we saw this bamboo. Нашли бамбук просто на улице. Звучит, как я представляла. That is it of today, and yeah, that's almost 3 or 4 a.m. in the moment, and we're only going to bed because we've been going a lot to the city. Then we went home, then we also went to Don Quixote to pick up a couple of things that we didn't see at the previous store. And tomorrow we're also heading out to Kyoto, use the Shinkansen, and we go to Rinkan there. We'll stay in the classical Rinkan, and then go to Osaka, and then back to Tokyo once again. And although I'm super excited for all this trip, everything that's happened, I'm still kind of very tired because like we've been sleeping for 5, for 4, for 6 hours every day. But yeah, I'll sleep when I go back to Amsterdam. And this was the next day, our trip to Kyoto, and of course we couldn't go without drinking some milk tea on the ride. And then we bought ticket at the station, and please note that they only accept cash or card payments. So I didn't bring any, and if you do the same mistake as I did, you can also buy the tickets online via the Klook website. Right from the exit. It's beautiful. Mom, and also the tree. And now is this. That's just very red. So we are in Kyoto! When we arrived in Kyoto, it felt completely different from Tokyo, and it exceeded all my expectations that I had from it, like honestly. It's much quieter and slower and with a more relaxed atmosphere. The architecture was actually more authentic and Japanese than it was in Tokyo. It's overall more beautiful, with lots of wooden houses, narrow streets and traditional details like sliding doors and paper lanterns. And you can really feel the history in the way the city and the buildings are made. Some people were even walking around in kimonos like this woman, which added to the whole traditional vibe. And if you're feeling like completely diving into the culture, there were a lot of places where you could rent a kimono yourself. We saw so many people dressed up, taking photos in front of shrines and along these picturesque old streets. It looked like a really fun way to experience Kyoto. On our way to Kimizudera, our first temple that we were going to visit, the way was really crowded, like shoulder to shoulder, kind of busy. But honestly, the walk itself was still enjoyable, because there were a lot of little shops with different stuff you could buy, like souvenirs, those little cute things that you won't need but absolutely will buy, and some unknown street food we have no idea about. Да. Огурцы на палочке. Nara is one of the most famous temples in Kyoto, and it's easy to see why. It sits up on a hill with huge wooden terrace that gives you an amazing view over the city and the trees below. And one interesting fact is that the temple's main hall is built without a single nail, using only wooden joints. And as at many temples in Japan, you'll find there are wooden planks called ema, where you could write your wishes. After leaving this temple, we headed further along the path with plans to visit one more temple and the bamboo forest. By this time, the sun was already setting and the narrow streets we walked through looked even more mesmerizing, bathed in the soft golden light. And yes, this is what you gotta deal with as a tall traveler in Japan. But yeah, it felt really like stepping into a different world as we made our way to the next spot. And without even planning it, in our way we randomly stumbled into this Starbucks, and it was unlike any other we'd seen, because the entrance itself was tucked away in a beautiful traditional 100-year-old townhouse with wooden beams and a classic Japanese facade. Inside, the atmosphere was calm and unique and not as usual Starbucks vibe. The menu was the same as in other Japanese locations though, but the space has a distinctly cultural touch. Our order was placed at a counter a bit further inside, so you had to walk down there and take your order. And if you actually wanted to sit inside the building, you had to pay a small tax fee, which is understandable for such a 100-year-old building. We wanted to keep moving though, but still decided to take a look around. So inside there were a lot of small private rooms where people sat on the floor without their shoes on, mostly just like in traditional Japanese homes. Of course, I tried not to film it too much, respecting the quiet vibe of the place, but yeah, that was amazing. After our little detour at Starbucks, we continued our path, following the narrow streets that were becoming even more enchanting as the sun dipped lower. And the atmosphere was so peaceful, and the streets lined with traditional buildings felt like something straight out of the storybook. And we were definitely in no rush to leave. So we have already visited the temple, and now are heading to the bamboo forest, and just on every step there's a lot of monuments and different historical buildings. It is impossible to take away your phone for a second because look at this. That is, I guess, kind of a hotel where people actually live, and even just the roads where we go to the bamboo forest, it's really like mesmerizing. So authentic, so Japanese. That's exactly what I expected from Kyoto. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm in love. Majestic. On our way to the Shimokawaracha temple, sorry if I pronounced it wrong, we were walking past the Kodaji Park, which is essentially the bamboo park. We expected that we could get in, but it's just like on the sides of the roads, but it still was super beautiful. And the sun was almost completely set by then, and this view right you see right now was one of the most pristine and mesmerizing that I've seen in my whole life. So then when we got to the temple itself, it was actually quite lively, although given the late time, so definitely a lot of people there. And the vibe was still peaceful and kind of magical. The temple itself is a part of a larger Zen complex and is known for its beautiful traditional design. And of course, there were also these Emma boards to leave your wishes on, and we couldn't resist making one too. By then we were already starving and craving some ramen, so we found a ramen spot on Google Maps and decided to give it a try. While we were standing in a queue outside, they gave us the menu to speed up the process. And then it turned out that all the ramens had pork, which I don't eat, but we were already too hungry to leave. And like in many spots in Japan, it was cash only, so always good to carry some with you. It wasn't one of those solo booth ramen places, but still had a nice vibe. The food wasn't mind-blowing, but my rice with raw egg was not bad though. And then we came to our hotel, which was actually traditional Japanese ryokan. The apartment itself has this traditional, authentic Japanese vibe, which I really expected, with tatamis and pillows, which are pretty hard but surprisingly comfortable to sleep on. And they also gave us those traditional cotton kimonos, and there were a whole tea corner with pillows to sit on and a beautiful tea set with a selection of teas, of course. The whole experience was really great, and yeah, overall highly recommend this hotel. And of course, I couldn't escape from having some more forehead bumps. Those are deers. So many of them. Wow. Токио это один большой детский сад. Это метро. And on our last day in Tokyo, we decided to go to Oana Park, which is famous for the cherry blossoming trees. But unfortunately, it was too early for this, and there was only one tree blossoming. But in a couple of weeks, I think the whole park should turn completely pink. В этом же парке можно себе устроить вот такой вот романтик. Представить, что ты русалочка и плывешь со своим своим Эриком. Красиво. Молодцы. Более фэнси вариант на вот таких вот лебедях. Цвета на любой вкус. За Берлином машины рынок какой-то здесь. Очень красивые есть браслетики из жемчуга, из настоящего. 1800 йен. Мама уже купила себе браслетик. Смотрим теперь ожерелье. Our favorite conveyor restaurant to finally last time try our favorite sushis. I mean, look at the size of the fish here and compare to the size of rice. It costs just like €1.5 and it's super delicious. Я знаю, что все ждали этой рубрики японские туалеты. Мало того, что они здесь везде, на каждой станции метро, в любом Макдональдсе, KFC, на улице есть, так они еще и бесплатные. Это огромный плюс. Они супер чистые, то есть это туалет в суши-баре, то есть здесь огромное пространство, супер чистый туалет, все приятно пахнет, все, никаких там мусора не валяется, ничего. И переходим к самому интересному, сам туалет, это белый прекрасный конь. Здесь, помимо того, что можно, если вы хотите подмыться во время процесса или после того, я, к сожалению, не могу показать, потому что это происходит только когда ты сидишь на самом унитазе, то есть нельзя после таких фонтанчиков спать. Здесь наверняка что-то с подогревом связанное, потому что вот этот огонек, и еще ты садишься, он будет теплый. Можно регулировать, какой горячести вы хотите сделать ваше сиденье. И вот здесь можно включить музыку, то есть будет звуки воды, чтобы, если вы очень стесняетесь, вам это как-то помогло, поспособствовало процессу. То есть так мы делаем. Вот такое вот журчание. И когда вы закончили спокойно, останавливаем. По-моему, гениально. Для таких людей, которые стесняются, это просто спасение. Так что японским туалетом лайк. And lastly, we came to Shinjuku, this crazy busy part of Tokyo where everything is happening at once. Like shops, restaurants, flashing lights, even girls with which you can have some fun, like you name it. But let's be real, the main star here is definitely this giant Godzilla head, for which we came there specifically. Кит-кат с Сакурой. Все с Сакурой, в принципе, сейчас сезон Сакуры и очень много всяких вкусняшек, чаев, кофе с Сакурой. Вот это вот кит-кат. Вот это какие-то cherry blossom scented коньяк jelly. Желе, видимо, со вкусом Сакуры. Это штучки. Много-много свежих. Зашли попробовать матчу. Самая известная матча в Японии, даже не?
Вообще бабл вкусная.
Вот так. награбили просто волосом. Купили всех рыбок, которые у них были. Я их обожаю, я их собираюсь заморозить. Там еще в сумке еще несколько. И просто выгребли всю мелочь, которая у нас была. Нам не хватило вот, буквально 14 йен на еще одну рыбку.
Окей.
Вот. Все. Доплатим своих.